Right now, when we talk about that continuum, we talk about starting with the supporting individuals who are interested in entrepreneurship. And the reality is that on a lot of our campuses, there is really only a small percentage of people who are interested in entrepreneurship and who are going to start taking action on that right now. And there's this huge majority of people on campuses who are not exposed to entrepreneurship. They don't have parents who are entrepreneurs. They don't have teachers who have exposed them to entrepreneurship. They don't have mentors. And because of this, they either don't know about entrepreneurship or they don't view it as something that's possible for themselves. And I think that new point on that continuum is that exposure. And possibly part of the reason we're missing that on our continuum right now is because it's so hard to measure. It's not as easy as the number of new businesses started, because the exposure doesn't always have immediate results. It can take months or years of a seed being planted before you actually see those results, or it can it can take multiple points of exposure before those results are seen. And so as a result, we kind of sometimes push that whole idea of exposure away. And what my insight from Extreme Entrepreneurship and what we've been doing with our tour and our virtual speaker series is that it is kind of a new, powerful way to expose all of those people who haven't yet been exposed to entrepreneurship. And for those of you who don't know what we do, the Extreme Entrepreneurship Tour brings top young entrepreneurs to college campuses to share their experiences and lessons learned. A lot of the entrepreneurs that were here today, and I know a lot of you already know about this because I see a lot of prior hosts in the event today. And our virtual speaker series continues that with monthly re-exposures through a virtual interview broadcast that goes in depth into different concepts. So I wanted to share some of the different insights that we've come up with through this. And the first insight that I wanted to share is that exposure, especially that first exposure, really does well as an experience. Something that's memorable, something that's exciting and high energy. And the reason that that's so important is because that first exposure to entrepreneurship is what people associate with entrepreneurship throughout the rest of their career. So when they have positive associations, when they get those little key insights that shift their entire paradigm about what they think is possible for themselves, that's what's going to plant the seed of what is possible to do in the future. And so it can't just be another lecture, another idea about, it's something that's dry. It needs to be really exciting, really memorable experience. And then the second thing is that we really need to inform these potential entrepreneurs. And when I say inform in this case, it's not about informing them in how to create, how to go through the trademark process or how to go through the intricacies of accounting. Not at this stage. At this stage, what it's about is informing them that it's possible and showing them role models that show it's possible. And what we do with the Extreme Entrepreneurship Tour when we bring in the top young entrepreneurs is we're really trying to find role models for them that they can relate to. When we're working with rural communities, we bring in people who can connect from that rural angle. When we work with urban, it's the urban angle. When it's engineering school, we bring in entrepreneurs because it's really important that they can relate so that they can have that shift in what they're thinking about. And that's also why I think that the youth component is really important when you're talking with students. And that's been probably one of our biggest insights. And this is nothing against age. There's so much to be learned from the wisdom of older entrepreneurs, no doubt on that. But what's missing is that when students look at that, they think, yeah, I could do that someday. I can do that someday. Yeah, I'll do that when I've got more contacts, when I've got more money, when I've built my network, got my education, gotten a lot of experience behind me. And they never actually take the steps to collect all of those resources. But by bringing role models who are their age, so they can't use that as a reason for why they're not doing something right now, they can see that yes, I can actually do it right now. And they start taking the steps to collect all of those resources that they need to be successful. And I think that's really what sets apart some of the tour speakers from just any-day average students on campus. And I really think that there's a big opportunity here for us to look at exposure, not as something that's fluff that's just, not important, but to really legitimize that and to stand behind it as a key component, a key pillar in the valuable pillar that it really is in entrepreneurship education.
Thank you very much, Sheena.